So I did add, let's just say, a mystery and a few events, and I did not take the mysteries I was supposed to take out of rotation, but because, you know, because we have what we have as we get a Kathak Eldritch Parasite run, yeah, we'll see what happens. I essentially just plopped the content in as is, although I made copies of the events that were also added with the mystery, so, I mean, as we move on here, let's see what actually happens as we play Garu. I don't know how I want to pronounce that if I'm, you know, speaking straight accented English, but we are on Eldritch Parasite, so this is not gonna be standard no matter what I choose to do. I don't think I'm in random item stats, but we are on a thing. I forgot what god. Oh, I think it was Ath. I'm just gonna say Ath. I swear it's not because I'm trying to make it easier. So as we get into Eldritch Parasite character exclusive Garu, and we get Survivor's Guilt and Vanity Mirror, we might as well equip it. It does do damage when thrown, I'm pretty sure. Last I checked, I don't really use it. Takshi-san, Dexterity, Light, Strength, Charisma, Second Encounter. Even though I should use it, knowing I forget stat checks all the time, and there are like 150 plus events now that I have to remember, but hey. That being said, we're still going to enable the illegal den. I didn't even look at the thing, but we have 7, yeah, my stats, but 3 strength, 5 dexterity, 3 perception, 4 knowledge, 7 charisma, in case anyone has never seen this character played. Oh, wow! And let's library notes. You know, like if a follower would be nice here, but we get this instead. We do have enthrallment, which is what Ath gave to us. So if this was given to a character with high charisma, like just woof. Also, we're on Eldritch Parasite, so as much as this would have been an ally attack run, it's not, because we are gonna do something completely different. So, still though, I would use the library notes even on an Eldritch Parasite run, because you might get a Doom spell that is helpful. That's all I need to say. So we're gonna prioritize. So I'm gonna check these mysteries on bottom. And we're gonna prioritize is that how you spell Labyrinth? Labyrinth. I'm pretty sure it's Labyrinth. But yeah, so instead of Teacher, we get Festival. And the rightmost custom mystery is Handkerchief, so we're just gonna place that because Arms did not spawn with a custom mystery next to it. So this is ugly though, because Ward Festival I'm locked. So now we really only have Arms, Handkerchief, and as long as nothing weird happens in Labyrinth, I think we'll be okay, but we'll narrate through it. So for timestamp's sake, I'm just going to take Handkerchief first. We'll take Labyrinth third for funsies. Otherwise, I take it last just to try and be cool, but on an Eldritch Parasite run, it's one of the few exceptions I'm going to make as it pertains to, you know, playing a custom mystery I've never played before for for the first time. And that's all I have to say. But here we are in the History Club, so that's why we're going to take it third, because the History Club just could say, hey, take 20 Doom, and then you can finally get Mind Drain or Ghostly Spear. Again, this is my personal preferred strat on Eldritch Parasite. You don't have to do it this way. In fact, you might find just as much or more success playing normally, but I experience more success just looking for one of 2 spells. Again, to reiterate, for those who don't know, essentially, I'm re-rolling History Club until I either get Mind Drain or Ghostly Spear, because on Eldritch Parasite, you have a bunch of max stamina and max reason to use, and since you can't heal, you might as well use that dead resource, which is max stamina or max reason, for one of 2 spells. Now, the problem is getting one of 2 in the first place. But the big positive is that there are 2 spells you can roll. If you were only looking for 1, it would be a lot worse, I promise you. But yeah, as you can see here, we're not getting it at all, so at this point, yes, it would have been better for me to have done a thing. Now, in a long vacuum of runs, I would normally not do a strat like this, but because this is just a 1 run in a lot, and I might just have to reroll here, I might just have to accept my death, but we'll go for as long as possible. And yeah, we really are not getting either. We can't take it though to Flame, because that increases our Doom as well, but hey, now I'm just curious. Now this is just for science. Because the chances of this happening are pretty much, well, closer to 50-50. Probably under 50-50, under 50%. I'd have to run the numbers again. There is a theoretical probability behind all of this, but still. Not getting either spell is still a non-zero chance, of which you're seeing right now. But that being considered, I think this is the first recorded run in which I have checked the History Club and not gotten either spell for like 40 plus rerolls at this point. Which, again, is a non-zero chance. It's probably more than, like, 20% odds of this happening, but as we finally get Mind Drain and then move on with our lives. So here we're going to Monument, like, 3 or 4 times, if possible, but since it asks for funds, we're not doing that anymore, so off we go. But still, we want to use the police station. It's going to be better for us, especially since we have Ward, which reminds me that I need to actually visit the a legal den to get the hospital pass, so that means we're going to take funds. Now we get branded there. That was really... So on top of the rerolls that I just did, I get branded. Survivor's Guilt comes with this character, but I'm just shaking my head silently as I take this in the face. So we'll sell the library notes to get 1 fund, and finally off we go. So on top of all the doom that mysteries could give us, this is why we're taking Labyrinth third, because in the back of my mind I'm like, well, otherwise on a normal run we would have run ally attack. This any character with at least 7 charisma is comfortable for an ally attack strat run. Unfortunately, 1, that doesn't get rid of RNG, and 2, this is an Eldritch Parasite run, so that's not going to happen. I think that's, yeah, so both choices don't do anything, so maybe if you have the thing, I need to blow my nose, it's going to be loud, so I'm going to mute. Again, that's not my health, it's just allergy season. I get allergies in springtime, so hey. On a kind of tangent note, being on Eldritch Parasite means that usually you won't see your character at low stamina, low reason graphics, if that matters to anyone. But as we take 2 all here, we didn't fight a single encounter, I realized, but hey. In all things considered, I mean, my HP is looking really good after 1 mystery. It's the doom that I'm worried about. But we've been in worse situations before, I think. Or I've seen worse situations before. Not by me, though, so... Shrug. Let's see here. So I would take arms for next, but I think I'm just gonna take ward instead. Yeah, because arms, there's a chance, and I don't really want to run from this boss anymore with 62% doom in the pocket. So off we go. Also, the Vanity Mirror, as you can see, not working on custom events for good reason. So yeah, Vanity Mirror is so again, just to reveals extra information. What stat you're gonna roll for event choices, but maybe it does, and it just is not showing because I've run into every single event I run into does not show, but I'm pretty sure I've run into a few that should show. So this is a base event, which is why we're seeing it here, but we have higher dexterity, so we go for what we have. And so therefore you can make more informed choices. Now I'll say this just because no one's gonna do it, but essentially, and it's really easy to do for anyone who has a custom event, but essentially Vanity Mirror, the biggest use of something like Vanity Mirror, just in any game in general, is if you have copies of an event that look nearly the same, but they do roll something different for whatever reason. An example would be, hey, you pick up a package, and then maybe it's a perception check because, you perceive something on the box, and then you open it, but maybe instead it's a dexterity check on another copy of the event because there's a monster instead in the box this time, and now you have to react, and then instead you take stamina damage. That's kind of what the Vanity Mirror would be for an event where you have a choice, so you could leave the box alone or pick it up, is what I'm saying. We can't really spend on anything, so wow, these are all bad. But we have the rumor, so we'll take what we can. I'll take charisma, funny enough. And away I go. I did not mean to rest, I think. I think I just rested for no reason, but hey. Hopefully we don't die during Labyrinth. That would be really, really strange. But as we finally get to use Mind Drain here, and the rest of these aren't really doing much for me, and in fact, because we're on an Ath run, it's a little worse, because we had to spend Doom to use these spells. So Enthrallment uses Doom, and now Seal of Sylvester uses Doom, and Doom is what we don't have at the moment. We have everything but Doom, that's what I'm trying to say. So I think I could just arrest this encounter. I could also do an option select here. So if we don't hit both of these, we handcuff instead. If we hit both of them, then obviously we don't use the handcuffs. That's the option select. Thank you for giving me more Doom, game. I guess I'll take it in the face. I'm shaking my head silently, but anyway, into Labyrinth we go, for timestamp's sake. So, people are disappearing recently, completely without a trace, even in broad daylight. I should have said the name of the mystery, by the way. 1 second they're there, and the next they're gone. Not even a scream giving weight to their departure. With no proper leads, the police are stumped, and there's only one thread connecting those who have gone missing. They've all claimed to see a bright silhouette in the sky, a large tour that seems to shimmer in and out of existence. You know, it can't be a coincidence. And we get the bonus Changer's Gaze, or the The clue slash status effect changes gaze. You feel the amused gaze of something unknown watching you. It's beyond unsettling. +1 doom and investigating. Probably for good reason, especially for a mystery that has linked events that pretty much don't increase doom, but we'll see. There's clearly something supernatural going on here, something with that reported tour. Maybe the school library has some stories on something similar? Similar? That I didn't mean to say, pronounce wrong. But as the threat level just increases with the more bad feelings, some old records mention something called the Shimmering Tour, a mysterious tour that seems, yes, I'm saying that on purpose, seemingly appears to, at random, to kidnap people for unknown reasons, only for monsters to be unleashed upon the world sometime later before disappearing again. Into the downtown we go. Pray together as the Gyadu is making her way downtown, walking past back to her apartment, and she's homebound. A wild-eyed, don't hurt me, robots, oddly dressed foreigner rushes at her from an alley. His Japanese is poor, especially so in his panicked state, but she knows he's trying to tell her something important with a panic on his face. Hey, there's no charisma check here. Either is bad, we'll do knowledge. Listen closely. And fail, because we rolled a 10. She can't make heads or tails of what he means, only noting his gesturing back down the alleyway from whence he came from. Guess that's where her next lead is. Maybe? She follows the lead where the man gave her, but she can't help but feel like she's being watched. She's gonna hurry back to a lot of downtown already. And then a tapeworm salary man meets us here. But we have mind drain, so we're just gonna drain this salary man's mind and be on our merry way. I think we have to use it 3 times. Unless I want to gamble again. I think I can. So funny enough, or as long as we hit one of these, if there are very low odds, but we essentially, yeah, option select mind drain again. Oh, nope, I didn't do it. So we just swing the bat. Never mind. Well, hey, I was supposed to use mind drain, but my muscle memory is on throwing things. But the gal doesn't know she's sure if this is the right way. She doesn't recognize the street, or does she? The buildings seem familiar, but also not. Well, she doesn't think she can turn back now, as she's stuck downtown. In this building, the sealed gate. She stares at the strange gate, the materials and construction different from anything she's ever seen. She gets a strange feeling just from looking at it, like it's changing the air around it in the ways that she can't see. Something is telling her that this will lead her to where she needs to go, but how to get it open? Use strength. Nope, rolled a fair strength check. She gives the gate a good kick, but maybe the kick was a bit too hard, and she ends up hurting herself instead. -2 stamina. Staring agape at the flickering gate, she gets the feeling if she goes in there, it's going to be some time before she comes back out, if she comes out at all. And that's why we have the status that gives us doom, I assume. Hey, the Shimmering Tour. She steps into the portal and immediately her head starts to hurt. The entrance chamber is large and it's difficult to fully perceive its boundaries. Boundary? The room is a kaleidoscope of color. I think there's a period, so anyway. Mirrors line the walls and surround 8 doors, all different in appearance, but only 3 seem to be working. As she looks back, the door through which she enters has turned into a crystalline mirror, and it's clear there's no way back, right? Hey, look, there's really only one way forward, she thinks. Nothing in this place makes any sense. As she passes through each door, she feels like she's been running around. I feel like I just got really lucky. Shiokawa instead, but she knows that can't be the case. I think you can assign an event to a check failure, but I can't remember. Hey, a gift of mutation. As she walks through the invitation of Shiokawa, she hears rustling from behind one of the apartment doors. Rustling, clattering, and other strange noises. Should she take a peek? Yeah. She's got a bad feeling. But that doesn't stop her before. She just needs a tiny peek. Hey, another gift of mutation. She's horrified by what she sees. Figures that are little more than kaleidoscopes of limbs and alien in nature, monstrous avian humanoids, and warriors donned in strange beaked masks. She can't see much else, but she's aiming to get out of there. 5 dexterity. Why not? Nope, failed. The creaking of the door is louder than she expects, and she alerts the group inside. While the others run off, one of the masked men stays to fight. So it does show stat checks, by the way, but only for custom mystery events? Anywho, 16 HP, 1 all, but we have Mind Drain, so even better. But our Doom is at such a high level that it kind of doesn't matter. But hey, we swing this bat really hard, and we get 4 experience for our trouble because we're the ones who stayed. There's no telling what will happen if these things are unleashed in Shiokawa. She needs to find a way to stop this and fast. Fast? Question? Well, anywho. The Chaos Sorcerer, slowly opening the door to her apartment, she enters a chamber of twisting colors and lights. She can barely make his hideously horned form out among the lights caused by his spells, flickering in and out of existence. Before she can take another step, he turns around to face her, and a mocking, vicious smirk on what she thinks is his face. As it has been foreseen, the interloper approaches, pointing his staff at her. She knows there's only one way out of this. You think you can stop this? He cackles, stepping closer. My victory has already been decreed to be with 5 HP and 3 all. We get 15 experience out of that. I should level up now, but hey, I think it's fine. The Shattered Tour. She watches as his flesh begins to tear and rupture, unnatural flames and tentacles changing him into a pile of sludge on the floor. As she listens closely, she swears she hears laughter from somewhere. Before she can spend too long on it, the walls begin to shake and shatter, and she turns on her heels and rushes back from where she came. As she runs through the halls, the next thing she knows is a bright light blinding her for a second before finding herself back on the streets. She quickly rushes back. She quickly rushes back, because it's second person, it's different grammar, to where she recalls the gate but she finds nothing but an empty alley. No sign of the gate or the gate or the tour, or anything suspicious anywhere to be seen. It's almost unsettling how quiet it is here, and she stands there for a moment, dazed. She tries to take stock of everything, but she can only feel some satisfaction in that those creatures won't be showing up in Shiokawa anytime soon. In the following days, there are no further reports of people vanishing into thin air, or sightings of the tour. Although there's no sign of what happened to the missing people, she's certain that there will be no further victims, for now. But whenever she looks at the sky, she gets a sinking feeling in her stomach that something is watching. And I assume ending A? But as we move on and have 89% doom, yeah, we're definitely gonna die. On top of roads closed with a festival visit, boy, this is not going well for me. But hey, we solved mysteries. Unfortunately, also, yes, we do have fame. That's really nice, but unfortunately, doom. So, and part of, again, we theoretically be at like 69% doom even, with the, if we didn't need to check the, even if we assume we had to look in the history club for like 20% doom, we'd be at a healthy amount of doom, funny enough, but that's not what happened. So we take what we get here. You get what you deserve. Was it really deserved though? I mean, yeah, I chose the strat, but hey, and on top of that, even with how healthy I am, I guess it's kind of okay. It would have been okay if we had just, gone for ally attack, but I didn't know that was going to happen. So as we do a dexterity check with one of the newer events, and Ghost, and I think maybe Ghost encounters here and there, we're probably going to doom out here. So without further ado, we're definitely going to keep these content. I might tone it down, because if I didn't already say it, I did make copies of the events. And as I die here, yeah, that means there's a high chance to proc those events!